Now, why are the 40 days called Lent? Lent is actually the Old English word for spring, the season of spring. We don't experience spring, actually, in our part of the world. We experience the dry season and the rainy season. So our spring will be the beginning of the rainy season, basically. Now, wanting to play a bit more on the word spring, if Lent means spring, then what happens during the period of spring? We have the springing up of new life. Plants, vegetation, trees. So it's the beginning of new life. And we all know that during spring, plants get the conditions they need to begin to grow. The showery weather gives them the water they need. The longer days mean they have more daylight and warmth from the sun, which raises the temperature of both air and soil. So they get water, they get light, they get warmth, they get soil, so that they can grow. Now stretching it a bit, or bringing that into our understanding of the period of Lent, which is also spring, it means that the period of Lent or spring is actually a period when we spring up spiritually. For those who are dead in sin, it's a period for them to go to confession and spring back again to life. As Jesus said, I have come that they might have life and have it to the full. John chapter 10, verse 10b. But it's also for those who are lukewarm to become warm, and those who are warm to become hot, and those who are hot to enter into ecstasy. So it's a period where we grow spiritually. We experience the love of God, the mercy of God, the blessing of God, the grace of God that flows upon us and helps us to spring up and to live our lives in union with Him. Talking about this season, the Catechism of the Catholic Church says, the seasons and days of penance in the course of the liturgical year, Lent, that is the season, and each Friday in memory of the Lord, that's throughout the whole year, are intense moments of the Church's penitential practice. And what are the things we are able to do in this season? These times are particularly appropriate for spiritual exercises. You can decide to go on a retreat. There are places of retreat in the country. You can decide to go with your wife on a retreat. We also have penitential liturgies. And then we have pilgrimages as signs of penance. So I can decide that I'm going to Christ the King Grotto on a pilgrimage. And I'm going there to pray, to tell God I'm sorry for my sins. We can also get involved in voluntary self-denial, like fasting and almsgiving, and then fraternal sharing. That's what the Catechism of the Catholic Church says, number 1438. So Lent begins on Ash Wednesday and ends on Holy Thursday.
Mercy and compassion, look with me.